Okay, so we're going to be doing a body composition scan today with the Tanita. So first we're going to program it in. So it's not the off and on button can do weight, your weight, but we're actually going to do body composition. So you need to hold this one down, then press this one, and then set. So age is 54. So Ross is going to be our model for today. Set. Then it's got female, male, athlete. So we're going to find male. Set. Then height.
174.
So you can arrow up and down. So they're shorter, so he's higher. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Set. And then 1, 2, 3 is just the station. It can be either, because if you were doing your own, you could actually have it preset on a station. But we're just going to choose one, so you can arrow up and down and find that, and set. So we just check it all. Male. And so that's all he's doing. So now it goes to 0. He's going to stand on with his feet evenly distributed. And you're going to see that as soon as he's steady, he's going to start scanning. So they need to stay on and let it scan all the way through. Awesome. You can step off. So get them to step off. Then you can either put it up on the table or you can write them down. So I've got the form and I'm going to write all the readings down. So first it's going to show me weight and then body fat. So we've got weight is 71.8. Oops, doesn't want to work. Body fat is 19.1. And then I'm going to use the arrow, this arrow key here, to go and look for the rest. So I've got hydration. You'll see it's got a little drop, so it's 55.6 in hydration, which is pretty good. Muscle, 55.2. And then it's going to give me another reading, which is physical rating, which is 5. So muscle and then physical rating. So then I'm going to arrow again. And then this is basal metabolic rate, which is how many calories your body needs at rest. I don't really focus on that one though. And then metabolic age. So it's giving me 2 readings. Then we've got bone mass, which is 2.9. And then we've got visceral fat, which is 9. So I've written all the readings down on the sheet. And they've got, so I'd normally put this up on the table. I wouldn't be squatting down on the floor, but that's okay. So we're going to turn that off. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to sit with the person and go through their readings. So basically, I would have got them to fill this all out. So Ross would have filled out his name and some other bits and pieces as well, but that's just purely look at this. So I know, what's the date today? The 20th?
Yep.
20th of the 9th, 2021. So I'm just going to go through the weight, which I'm basically going to look at that for every 25 to 30 kilos of body weight, it's about a litre of water. So we're going to have a water target for them, especially if they've said here they hardly drink any water. It gives a perfect thing to relate to. Going to look at his body fat, which is 19.1%. I'm sure he's happy with that, but say if he was trying to get abs, then we know that he might want to aim for 15 or 10%. If his body fat was like 35% or 40% body fat, then we'd probably give him a 5% goal to start tracking down, especially if he was trying to lose 10 or 15 kilos. Hydration levels for men, you will have a look on the sheet that he's going to get, which is this coloured one. We can see men is between 60 and 65 and women's between 50 and 55. So I know that he could be, hydration levels are pretty good, but he probably could be drinking just that little bit more. So that would be the tweak in his, on showing that he should be just drinking slightly more water consistently each day just to top it up, but it's not too bad. Then muscle is 55.2 kilos of lean muscle. So you've got, this is the total amount of muscle out of the total amount of his body weight. And obviously the less the gap. So the closer this is to this number, the better. So that's all about healthy aging, strong body, strong bones, more toned, in fat burning mode for longer. So someone that's got a good amount of muscle mass, then you will know that that's going to help them with their weight loss. Or if they're underweight and they're trying to put on weight, then we can kind of set a goal to either maintain or to gain some of that. If they're not doing, if they're going to the gym or working out and they're not doing recovery nutrition, this is the perfect opportunity to bring in recovery nutrition, which is one of the protein options that Herbalife has. They could add that in after their workout to help start building more muscle and getting more definition as well. I don't normally focus on the physical rating. I normally just bypass that, even though Ross's is pretty good. And I don't concentrate on the basal metabolic rate because it's calories, and I don't really talk calories, because if they want to know it, guess what? They can read it on the sheet. This sheet explains on here all about physical rating, basal metabolic rate, and everything like that. So I'm not going to cover that. Of course, everyone wants to know what their metabolic age is. That seems to be the most popular one. So Ross is at the moment 39. He'll be very happy about that. Now, if just for some reason their weight's more than their age is higher than what they are, which is generally the case, then you go, no problems. As you improve your body fat and your hydration and your muscle, guess what? Your metabolic age is going to come down. And that's what you want. So we work towards it, and you're always looking for that positive. And then bone mass is not bone density, but it measures the minerals of the bones, like the weight of it. So it is related to bone health. And generally someone with good muscle mass is going to have good bone mass. But if it's not, if it's underneath, and this is where you look at it here on this chart, it's going to show what the bone mass is. So we're looking at Ross's weight here sitting between 65 and 95. It's saying 3.29. So it is a little bit lower. So how do we help him increase his bone mass? Getting him on a good calcium supplement with vitamin D, magnesium, help him to put on more muscle, helping him to exercise, reducing his stress. Because I know that he has anxiety, then that's one of the things that can deplete the body of calcium, like stress has an effect. So making sure that he's got his calcium topped up. So that's a nice way to lead into that bone mass to help improve it. But also if they gain muscle and they're fit and active and they're having enough protein, we know that's going to have a direct impact on this as well. Visceral fat, we're doing a cross section of the body. I've actually got a picture that you can show them what visceral fat looks like, which is always handy. But visceral fat is the hidden fats around the body that we can't see. Healthy is 5 to 8, so you'll see it here. And look, if someone looks and goes, oh my goodness, I'm 9 to 12, it's bad. It's like, well, it's not really bad. It's just needs to be improved. And I've read some Tanita information where 12 actually isn't as bad as, like it's not considered bad. It's still in the healthy range. So I don't freak people out with that. But, 9 I know is only one of the healthy range. By improving some of these things, I know that he's going to get results. So that's how I talk through the readings, depending on the person. Most people are going to want to be losing weight. So generally their body fat's going to be higher, their hydration is going to be lower, and their muscle's probably going to be lower. So you need to show them that they can reduce their body fat in 5% increments, that you can help them to increase their hydration, because we've got lots of options on making their water taste yummy, and that they can help gain muscle through having enough protein as well. So they've got all those things that they can use, and then you can relate that to a Herbalife solution. Then they get this, I just fill that out. I basically put the details on. I basically write all the readings along here. Any little tips up the top, I put like drinking more water, making sure you're having recovery nutrition or more protein, calcium to help with that, increasing that bone mass. I'd probably put it along here as some little tips to focus on so that we can follow up on that next time. And that's basically how I do the body composition. So did you find that helpful?
Very, thank you.
Cool. And so it's looking for the positive, keeping it fairly simple. I definitely bypass physical rating and basal metabolic rate, and I'm focusing on these main ones, and then looking for that positive, and then showing them that there's a Herbalife solution. And I'm obviously they're getting a sample of a couple of the products as we go along too. Okay, so that's how you do your body composition.